Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, double line to the apostles of GMS. This is Noah Allah coming at you with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be focusing on 1 Corinthians 13 and 9. And then I'm going to jump to verse 12. Now, what prompted me to do this video, the past few days I was on the internet, just looking up different things. And sometimes, I like looking at documentaries and things like that. And I was just looking up stuff about the universe. Because, that's something that I like, I've always had a interest in as a child. Like looking stuff about the universe, the animal kingdom, the ocean, dinosaurs. I've always had interest in that growing up. And still do now. But I'm looking at this stuff, Esau called herself, oh yeah, the universe. You got dark matter in the universe, and you got something called dark energy, and we don't really know what it is, and the fourth dimension, and Carl Sagan, that was like back in the day, like probably like 70s, 80s. You had a show called Cosmos with Carl Sagan. And called something breaking down the fourth dimension and all of that. I'm looking at this stuff, it's interesting, even though Esau doesn't really know the depths of what he's talking about. Esau thinks that he got things figured out. He calls these things theories. Now, a theory in science, a theory is a well-established explanation for a natural phenomena supported by a large body of evidence from repeated testing and observation, which provides a comprehensive understanding of a specific aspect of the natural world. Okay? Essentially, it's a carefully constructed idea that explains why things happen based on facts and data, not just a guess or a hunch. So, in the scientific world, a theory is basically, in their words, a well-established explanation for a natural phenomena that's supported by a body of evidence and repeated testing and observation. So it's not really a guess. In other words, in Esau's mind, so-called white man, he got all these things figured out. See, we could actually look into the past. They say that. Now, when they say they look into the past, because Esau got telescopes and he could look out into space, and they say they could look into the past. In other words, they could look into things that they say was around so and so billions of years ago. Esau just think he got everything figured out. Let's go to some scriptures. 1 Corinthians 13 and 9. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. So we know things in part and we prophesy in part. So we don't really know everything. We know the things that the Most High has revealed to us. Okay? Now, obviously, this is ultimately talking about, the prophecies. But even when you look at it on a larger scale, in regards to just mankind as a whole, there are things that we only know in part. We don't know the entirety of. Now, Esau even says we don't know what dark matter is. We don't know what dark energy is. We don't really know what it is. But Esau feels that everything is that he does know, he knows for sure. And that's because that's the pride of Esau. They want to believe that they have all of these different answers. Even when you look at the things that they put in the books, in your Holt science textbooks growing up, if you think about it, every couple years, these things start getting revised. They start taking things out. They said Pluto was the ninth planet. Now they're saying Pluto's not a planet no more. They put stuff in, they take stuff out, because Esau thinks that he's God. That's the real reason why Esau don't believe in the Most High. Because Esau wants to believe that he is the Most High. He wants to believe that there's no other God than Esau. God doesn't exist, and if he does, he's the white man. And that's how they think. I'm going to jump down. Verse 12. Oh, we keep going. But when that which is perfect is come, that's Yahushua, then that which is in part shall be done away. So when that which is perfect is come, Yahushua, then that which is part, that which was that, then that which is in part shall be done away. That's when we're gonna have everything. Because when Yahushua comes, that's when the kingdom of heaven is gonna be set up on the earth. And we're gonna have access to aspects of knowledge that we didn't have on this side. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. So the knowledge that we have now is like the knowledge that of a child. The knowledge of a child. Someone that's in their infancy. So we're like children right now. Compared to how we're going to be when that which is part is done away. We're like children right now. We're speaking as children. We understand that as children because don't children know in part? A child knows in part. That's why children can hurt themselves. They don't know they shouldn't touch this. They shouldn't eat this. They shouldn't go here. They shouldn't do that. They don't know these things. So when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But now I became a man, I put away childish things. Now, of course, that can also apply to, just maturing in life. You think as a child. But when you become a man, an adult, you put away those childish things. But this is talking about when that which is part shall be done away. Because right now we're prophesying in part. And being that we're prophesying in part, we're like a child. And we speak as children. In other words, there's a level of knowledge that we have not yet acquired. So we can only speak in increments of what we know. You can only speak the increments of what we know. The portions, you can only speak of the things that we know. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So when Yahushua comes back, those things will be put away. And it's going to be made known. Okay? We're going to have a grander form of knowledge. What's going to be put away is our lack of knowledge, our ignorance, which means to lack knowledge. Verse 12. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. So now we're seeing through a glass darkly. Now in the ancient world, they had like metal, like a piece of metal. Not really like glass like as we know it today. And they will look and see their reflection. For now we see through a glass darkly, but we're seeing through this metal or this glass that's darkened. In other words, if it's darkened, you can't really see the full picture. You can't really see the image. It's like it's something that's blurry. That represents the ignorance. Or in other words, our lack of knowledge. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. So then a time is going to come when Yahushua makes his return and the elect of Yahweh Shah gets delivered, we're going to access a vast knowledge. Okay? And not just the knowledge of the scriptures, the knowledge of the heavens. Because Esau says something like, oh, is the universe finite? Like, does it have a limit? Is the universe infinite? Was it always here? The universe is continually, because even Esau says the universe is continually expanding. It's continually expanding. So Esau can never be able to see the whole thing, which would make sense that it's expanding because the scriptures speak about, Mosai said what? He stretches out the heavens, the curtains of the heavens. So the universe is always expanding because remember, the children of Israel, we're going to truly be fruitful and multiply. So once the kingdom of heaven is set up on earth, guess what? When the kingdom of heaven is set up on earth, eventually we're going to go to other planets, other galaxies. And you're going to keep being fruitful and multiply. And we never going to come out of power again. So guess what? The universe has to be vast to put all the Israelites. It's a bunch of different galaxies. It's a bunch of different planets. And we're going to dwell on all of them. See, Esau think he going to be able to go out there. They got this thing. This thing from Star Trek called the Accubier. It's spelled Accubiere. I believe that's how it's spelled. But if you type that in, and then type in drive, Accubiere, drive, the Accubier drive. Supposed to be some type of device from Star Trek where they can like warp space and time or whatever to travel faster than light. I mean, you're trying to say, is this possible? It'll cost this much and that much. Like, so you ain't doing it, man. You ain't doing it. No matter what device you invent, no matter how much research you do, you're never going to get the power of the Most High, man. You're never going to be able to boldly go where no man has gone before. That's why I create those shows and the movies showing y'all doing those things. Why? It's to boost your own ego, but he's deep down inside, he knows that he'll never be able to see these things, but he tries to live it out any way he possibly can. Let's make a show about it, man. And you better believe NASA sees stuff in the heavens that they don't tell the public. Proverbs 9:9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he'll be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Now, what's the main part I wanted to get to? Give instruction to a wise man, and he'll be wiser. So what's that going to show you? You can become wiser, showing you that there's things that even though you're wise, you still don't know. Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Yeah, that's Esau. He's wiser than Daniel. Daniel didn't know about, light years and the Andromeda galaxy. He didn't know about that. Scriptures don't speak about that. I'm going to end it here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 4. Now this is chapter 4. Now this is when Jacob was speaking, not Jacob. Ezra was talking to the angel, and he was inquiring of the end. And the angel was just asking him all these different questions. And when he asked Ezra these questions, Ezra answered them. He speaks about boundaries that the Most High created from land and sea, many things. But here's the point I wanted to get to. Wait 1 second, let's add it. Come on. Okay. 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 19. I answered and said, verily, meaning truly, it is a foolish thought that they both have devised. For the ground is given into the wood, and the sea also hath its place to bear his floods. So one can't go beyond the other's boundary. Then answered he me and said, thou hast given a right judgment. You judge correct. But why judges thou not thyself also? Why you don't judge yourself by that same standard? If they have boundaries that they can't pass, who are you? For like as the ground is given unto the wood and the sea to his floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth. So they which are on the earth can only understand the things of the earth. And he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens. See? So it's not up to us to know what's above the heavens. That's given to the Most High. Matter of fact, one more scripture. Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong to the Lord our power. But so the heavens are secret things. But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. So it's really up to us right now just to really know what's in the scriptures. There's other stuff you could look into Like, I like looking up astrophysics. I like looking that stuff up. But through the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Hashai, I pray I don't get caught up in saying, yeah, you know what? Maybe that is how the universe started. I mean, because, I'm still a man. Anybody could be tempted, of course. But that's not like, that's not like a religion or nothing like that. It's not like, these guys that fell out and became Pan-Africanists. But hell, probably had guys that I'm pretty sure you had guys that fell out and became atheists and started following the Big Bang Theory, that garbage. But yeah, I like looking up just stuff about nature and the heavens. But we only have limited knowledge. But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. So ultimately, what's really is meant for us to know is what's in the scriptures. That's what the Most High revealed to us. That belongs to us and to our children forever. This is what we really got to focus on. None of that other stuff is going to save you. So with that, I'm going to close and say, all praise to Yahweh Shemi Hashai. That belongs to the Apostle GMS. All but Shalom.